Hello guys, Stefan Axilla here. I'm going to be casting this final game now for the Kill the King tournament. This is between teams Break the Nexus and New Order of Bosses. I'm ready up. The bans on this Cursed Hollow game were Sylvanas and Zeratul. Now, interesting to see we have an Abathur pickup, which is quite exciting. Abathur picked up with the Illidan, so you know that's a very, very strong, good combo to go. And on the other side, we do have. Hang on, what team is this? Okay, so the team you're looking at right now is New Order of Bosses, and the other team is Break the Nexus. And you can see Team Break the Nexus have a double tank lineup here, plus a Tychus. Now, Tychus is a slightly unusual pick, but the double tanks of the Tyrael plus the Anub'arak is going to be really good. You've got the super divey composition there with the Tyrael. You've got that huge Judgment, which we'll presumably see. On top of that, we have the Anub'arak's Burrow Charge, as well as the stuns. Would quite like to see Web Blast this game. If they Web Blast out the Illidan, then the Anub'arak will have to... So the Abathur will have to jump onto a new target, and there's that cooldown going between, so it could be a really, really strong strategy to do. Chances are we'll see Locust Swarm, but I'd like to see what the teams themselves do. So here we are getting into the game. Over here on the left-hand team, we are going to have team... what team did I say this was? It was New Order of Bosses, I believe. Let me just double check that. I apologise for the freezing that's happening. I don't want to mess this up. Yep, Team New Order of Bosses. With their team captain, Nijo. It will be playing the Muradin. We're going to have Slight on the Illidan, Zupji on the Abathur, Ben on the Uther, and Zact on the Kael'thas, all heading to mid lane. We're going to have, on the side of Break the Nexus, Ali Cuckoo on Tychus, Nibi on the Tyrael. We're going to have I'm Jeebus on the Anub'arak in mid lane, going up against the 5. In solo on the Jaina, and Azanta on the Brightwing. Now, big 5-man movement into the mid lane here. But as you can see, there you go, bit of good luck. May Mercs be with you. Big movement here, but no aggression, no gank going to come out of that. Amjiba's playing quite safe with that in the end. Although he is going to have to worry about the Muradin and the Illidan. But now we've had Zupji on the Abathur move down to the bottom lane to help defend against the Jaina push. And the Illidan is coming here just to soak with the Uther. I've got another healer damage composition here, plus that third. Kael'thas will be soloing up against the Tychus and the Tyrael. Is going to have a bit of a tough lane here since Kael'thas doesn't have an escape and the Tychus can just stick on him. Now, we're going to see here the level 1 talents. We're going to have the Beetle build coming out of the Anub'arak. Makes complete sense. And oh my god, I've missed a kill. We're going to have the Anub'arak going down and the Muradin on the sides for both teams. Okay, so Ben on the Uther coming up with Nibi on the Tyrael coming down to soak the mid lane whilst the Anub'arak and the Muradin come back in. Going to try and keep more of an eagle eye. Now going back, we're going to have overkill style build on the Tychus. Slight getting a little bit caught out there maybe. But nothing too drastic. Going to have Uther move up here for Zact. We're going to have double block on the Shield Dust for Brightwing. A little bit unusual since Bribe is very good, especially on this map with all the mercenary camps. Deep Chill on the Jaina, as well as a Smite build out of the Tyrael, which is probably the more common build you see. Now Muradin, we're going to have the Hammer build, Thunderclap build, which will be quite nice. Extra reach instead of Conjurer's Pursuit out of the Uther. That's very, very unusual. Slight taking a lot of damage here actually from the Jaina getting slowed there. We got shielded up by the Abathur, so it went okay in the end. No Conjurer's Pursuit, like I said, out for the Uther. Going to have Mana Addict as is the norm for the Kael'thas. Maybe a little bit of an engagement here. No, okay. And the first tribute spawning towards bottom. Going to have Pressurized Glands for the Abathur, as well as the Evasive Shield for Illidan. So standard Illidan build, standard melee-oriented Abathur build as well with your Adrenal Overload. And wow, Anub'arak actually getting caught out here and just blown up with the Flame Strike coming out from the Kael'thas plus the Living Bomb. That was a huge amount of damage there. We're going to have Ilden polymorphed up, getting taken out quite low by the Blizzard plus the overkill, but he's going to be kept alive by the Abathur and the Uther combination. Stun there on the Azanta Brightwing. Nijo, though, getting really, really low. Finally gets a heal by the Uther, who's obviously the cooldown's not working out for him there because they're quite long cooldown abilities. But just about managed to do it. Slight getting quite ham here on the Ilden. He is going to get picked up for his aggression. A little bit greedy. He was quite low, and all of Team Break the Nexus have come back alive and are able to come and take this bottom tribute. With, in fact, Axed. Sorry, no, it is Exact. Getting picked up by the Tyrael there with the movement speed gain from Smite as well as Elden's Might. Now, not much of an experience advantage for either team. Pretty even. This bottom lane's been cleaned up, which is why Break the Nexus do have that small experience lead, but it's very minor. It's not all that important. Now I'm going to talk very briefly about the bans that happened. There's, like I said, Sylvanas and Zeratul. Sylvanas is very, very good for this map. It's so big, she just is allowed to split push, and it takes a long time for the opponents to come across the map to get her. She can do a lot of work. Counter to that, Falstad might have been a very, very good pickup, as he can dive over the map. However, no team's deciding to touch him at all. We're going to have the second tribute come up towards the top hand side now. The other ban out with the Zeratul, he's a solid ban. He's a good hero on practically any and every map. Now we're going to have the side of Break the Nexus. They already have a tribute, and they're going to move 4 heroes right up here with the Brightwing staying down bottom, able to phase shift in if needed. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Kael'thas gets picked up on the top side by Nibi and in solo on the Jaina. Meanwhile, Nijo on the Muradin just going to back out here. He's going to dwarf toss himself out. This is a second tribute going to Break the Nexus. They've had a pretty strong run this tournament, taking out potential favourites under house control all the way in round 1. So good push happening out here from the top lane to Break the Nexus. The Tychus Tyrael combination doing pretty well. The shields on the heroes plus all the minions with the Tyrael help stop the tower damage quite a lot. Oops, small lag there. Jaina getting caught out, but not too much here. We had 3-man here and a very, very good sneaky boss taken. Nice early boss from the new order of bosses. Now we're going to have nobody soaking mid right now, so experience is still pretty damn even, but we're going to have some diving here on the Jaina with the Muradin and the Ilden going very ham, plus the Abathur there, doing all the extra damage. It's absolutely fantastic. Now, Ilden's going to be taking a lot of damage here from the overkill. Pops first aid, the Uther should be able to come in and give him a heal if needed. The Brightwing's getting very, very low as well, but Nijo is going to fall before he's able to get a kill. Now Exact is in a really, really bad position on the backline here. Kael'thas with no escape whatsoever. He's going to have to Verdant Spheres his stun and throw that out, but doesn't look like he's going to be able to. He does walk back, but he's going to get picked up off the back here. Slide trying to channel the tribute on the Ilden, and he's going to get picked up himself as well. That is a third tribute and a curse for Team Break the Nexus. The boss is still pushing for the new order, but it does get cleaned up right at the end of that. Now, what I'd like to see from Break the Nexus right now is just pushing on all lanes. I'd probably like to see the Tychus come bottom and just push that out, or maybe go top and take that top fort. And then when there's about 20 to 15 seconds left on the curse, go and take their boss. We're going to have a 5-man we're going to have the 5-man fight here in mid. And big judgment going on to the Kael'thas. Divine Shield happening on the Uther himself to save himself out, while Slight is going quite ham on the Ilden. He's doing what he can, but the Uther's going to get taken out by the web rat. My volume's even gone off the back of that. Going to have an Abathur Muradin plus the actual Muradin doing a lot of work here. A 1-for-1 trade. Oh, not even a 1-for-1. Wow, Tychus got killed for absolutely no trade, and they managed to protect basically all the damage on the fort during that curse in the mid lane. Abathur obviously doing work to keep the bottom lane pushed out, and the top fort getting quite low, might suffer some damage here. So whilst there's a small break, I'm going to quickly cover the towns. We're going to have the extra Thunderclap coming out from Muradin. Slight going on Brightwing, should be okay there though. The Ilden able to chase, but not really able to get the kill. without any more lockdown. Avatar coming out from Muradin, as well as Piercing Bolts. The stun affects 2 people. It's very, very strong. We are going to have Cleanse, in fact, coming out from the Uther. Probably cleanse the Judgment target as it's happening. It's very, very strong ability, as well as obviously the Protect Shield. The Divine Shield, as we saw in the engagement, you pop the Divine Shield on the Illidan jumps in, he's able to do what he wants for the duration of it, which is 3 seconds. We're going to have the standard Kael'thas build. We're going to have Gathering Power plus Vision Bomb into the Phoenix. Phoenix just being a big zone of where the opponents don't want to be. Going to break the Nexus, look to try and get their boss, but he's been leashed, and so they're probably just going to have to back off this since New Order know this is happening. Brightwing actually getting stunned out here. Not too much damage going to go off the back of there. Blink heal for the Brightwing. So well there, Tychus has got caught out and is stuck. Gets killed and picked up by the Muradin. Tychus dead again. Another web wrap happening on the Uther, I believe. Yep. And in fact, off the back of that, the Illidan is going to die without the Uther's Divine Shield to save him. Bit of a shame here. The Abathur Muradin is doing some work, zoning, but it's going to get cleaned up. And I'm afraid that New Order is just going to have to back off here. Although I don't think with 2 dead that Break the Nexus can even attempt their boss again. So continuing to go over the talents, obviously we have Ultimate Evolution for the Abathur and Metamorphosis for Illidan. Complete standard Needle Spine for the Abathur as well for level 7. Full Beetle build and that amazing web wrap, which I said I'd love to see, and we have, obviously we are seeing right now. Fantastic, it's doing so much work. Use web wrap the Uther or the Illidan before either of them gets off what they need to. Basically the Divine Shield on the Illidan or the Illidan's able to do anything. Then that's really, really good if you can take out a lot of damage. Big fight happening here. The Illidan did get Divine Shield to save him out, but the Uther's got caught out a little bit away from his team here. Shrink Ray coming out from the Uther onto the Anubarak, but again, New Order are going to have to give up this tribute. Break the Nexus just have a really good position, especially with that Dragon Laser in that bit of grass there. It blocks off these 2 entrances. Super, super good positioning there from the Dragon Laser. Now, interestingly, obviously Dragon Laser for Tychus, it's a great ultimate. Odin is also pretty good. Both of them have their merits. I think Dragon Laser is slightly more common these days on Tychus, especially since Odin is no longer a second health bar. Blink heal, as you've seen out from the Brightwing, as well as the Water Elemental for Jaina, and that big Judgment for the Tyrael. Now, we've not seen a full Smite build actually. In fact, the Jaina's going to get caught out here by the Muradin. Brightwing coming to try and save them, not able to do so. Tyrael coming in, doing a bit of damage, but they'll probably just both disengage from this with the Jaina Water Elemental. I don't think either team can get a kill here, especially with the rest of Break the Nexus coming in off the back here. Ali Kunku going down actually on the Tychus again. Big shame. You're going to have the Tyrael getting bursted down as well, taking a lot of damage. Blink heal coming out for Brightwing, trying to do a lot. Stunned on the Uther on the Brightwing, and wow, both of them die. The Brightwing trying to save the Tyrael out there before dying, but the Uther stun able to come down and just isolate the Brightwing as well. So that was a really, really bad fight for Break the Nexus, but they're actually behind on Siege now, despite having lost the curse. Despite having gained the curse. New Order of bosses is doing very, very well. They've managed to siege that bottom fort, mostly thanks to the Abathur push, I'd imagine. And on top of that, they're actually trying to take another sneaky boss. Oh yeah, the boss actually helped take the fort, didn't it? I did forget about that. Now, level 13 talents, you can see, we're going to have the extended flame strike range, perfectly predictable. Soma transfers to the heal from the Abathur with the spike burst. We're going to have an engagement here. The boss is super, super low, but Anubarak's able to jump right onto it with his burrow charge. Illidan getting divine shielded up. Jeeva's going to down the Anubarak very quickly, but that Dragon Laser in a good position, doing a lot of damage. Everyone slight on the Illidan, going to get killed. Not able to save it, and in fact, Break the Nexus come through. They lose only Jeeva's on the Anubarak. That's a lot of focus going onto the tank. That is what you don't want to do, and they're going to take the New Order's boss, which is going to push this bottom fort very, very happily. Because the boss is down here, I would like to very much see Break the Nexus come up here and just take the boss and be done with it. In fact, that is what it looks like they're going to do. So yeah, almost a full overkill build on the Tychus here. We're going to see first aid for him, obviously, and quite potentially Stone Skin. We're going to have Face Shield actually coming up for the Brightwing. That's a bit of an unusual talent, especially with the 45-second long phase shift cooldown gonna change with hyper shift in the new patch, but hopefully we'll see about that. Sprint coming out for Jaina, perfectly predictable, as is Ignite from the Kilthas. Blood for Blood on Illidan instead of Stone Skin. Either or, really. Blood for Blood is going to get a bit of a nerf soon, though, so you can probably see more favouring to the Stone Skin after the nerf. On focus on Uther, absolutely fine, predictable, as well as Stoneform. It's basically a better Stone Skin on the Muradin, so he is never ever going to die. Talent point advantage here for New Order of Bosses. And are they going to contest this tribute? It looks like they are. The Abathur spike coming out just to stop the Tychus. We're going to have a web wrap straight away on the Illidan. Nijo on that Muradin getting bursted down quite low, but he pops Avatar trying to get out. We're going to have the Abathur Muradin coming as well. Tyrael going to be the first to drop. Abathur Muradin going to be the only casualty for New Order of Bosses. Slight just going to work. He got Divine Shielded, I think. If not, it was on Nijo, and a huge amount of damage coming out. That was a full team wipe and ace from Team New Order of Bosses. It's not going to be a curse, since it is 2 tributes each, and Break the Nexus have a boss pushing top. In fact, the Abathur dropping low probably got rooted there. Needs to be careful there, Zupg does. Not really spoken much about him, but he's been absolutely fantastic on his Abathur. Now I'm going to quickly show the stat screen here. Going to have Abathur's he's doing pretty well. His damage isn't potentially as high as it could be, but obviously his siege damage is huge. Good amount of healing on the Uther, but nothing compared to the Brightwing. Brightwing is so strong as far as healing goes. Really good hero damage coming out of the Jaina. Not so much for the rest of the team. And that is translating into the kills. 16 kills to 11 right now in favour of New Order of Bosses. Just going back to talents. I do want to see what Brightwing took. He did take Gust of Healing. Good common talent. We're going to have a double Blood for Blood coming out on both tanks for Break the Nexus, in fact, who are still at an experience of disadvantage of about a level and a half, level and a quarter. And I believe that's a crit rise we'll probably see from the Brightwing. Yes, it is. A fight happening here for the tribute. All 5 members of New Order are already in position. Getting in solo, getting really low, and actually blowing up from the living bomb of the Kel'Thas. Exact doing a huge amount of work there with that empowered flame strike. We're going to have Tyrael falling as well as the Tychus. Really bad team fight and engagement there from Break the Nexus. Jiba's going to get caught out here. Slide just jumping over and body blocking with Nijo with the stuns from that Storm Hammer. What's it called? Yeah, Storm Bolt. Sorry. And yeah, that is going to be almost another team wipe, a curse in favour of New Order, and probably a keep down. I'd like to see them push really hard in the middle. Probably won't be able to actually get the keep down, but at least going to take 2 faults with that curse. Now we do see level 20 for them out already. They are 3 levels ahead of Break the Nexus. Going to have upgraded Metamorphosis for Illidan, Demonic Form. We're going to have Hive Mind, since it is absolutely amazing, on Abathur. Little engagement here. New Order just trying to disengage. Going to be able to do that quite effectively there. Bolt of the Storm on Kel'Thas, so he finally has an escape. Upgraded Divine Shield for the Uther. Just keep Slight in the fight. He can do whatever he wants now. And Rewind for the Muradin. Everything as expected, basically, there. Other than potentially the upgraded Metamorphosis for those. Normally you'll see Nexus Blades or Bolt of the Storm, since both of them are very good. Bolt of Nexus Blades giving Illidan more chase. Just going to quickly look at the stat screen here now. We're going to have, wow, huge amount of hero damage coming out of that Kel'Thas. As soon as he gets a level 16 talent of Ignite, he will do so much. Flame Strike being able to put Living Bomb on your opponents is very powerful. And the fact that he can cast those Flame Strikes from so far away, I mean, look at the Flame Strike range on this. That's absurd. You can cast them so far away and power them, and obviously it's longer than that, since the centre of the Flame Strike is on right on the edge of... what's that right there? Just going to select a Beetle, so it disappears down there. Perfect. We're going to see a 5-man push with the boss. Bottom here for New Order of Bosses. You wonder who will see Abathur jump onto Slight. Seems to be the target here. We're going to have him just take down the wall and then focus on the tower, so at least he has an escape if he decides to jump over. Wow, Jaina actually getting stunned out here by Nijo, jumping in, big and fantastic tank right in the front line. Zook the Abathur copying Muradin again for more stuns. In fact, we're going to have a massive judgment on the Illidan. He's going to get blown up. We had Uther in a web wrap. That's exactly what I was talking about earlier. The Abathur Muradin's still doing work, but not able to pick up the Brightwing or the Jaina. Anjiba's going to get caught out in the Nubarak thanks to I forgot what it's called now, Gravity Lapse from the Kael'thas. In fact, the Tyrael going to get caught out as well. He's going to go down, do a bit of damage to Kael'thas, but not nearly enough to stop this push, I don't think. 2 keeps down, Catapult's already in, and the core is going to be taking some damage here. If the game ends right now, I'll be very surprised. Wow, huge amount of damage onto the Uther, who's going to have to Divine Shield himself away. No actual, well, a couple % of actual damage done to the core here, but nothing drastic. Break the Nexus are still very much in this, and they are about to get level 20, so there will be no town point advantage and only a stat advantage after this. Still, New Order, 2 levels ahead. They only fed a couple kills. Well, in fact, they only fed the 1 kill, so they're not even losing their experience lead all that much. Getting this curse would be fantastic for Break the Nexus right now, but the New Order, obviously New Order wants to stop this, but it's not the end of the world if Break the Nexus don't even contest this, and I don't think they are. They're probably going to look to take their hard camp, maybe transition up towards their boss, which is quite risky, as New Order might just run straight up to boss and assume that's what they're doing. Although they can see Anjibus and maybe now the Nubarak and the Tyrael bottom lane, so they know that the opponents are not doing the boss. In fact, New Order might be looking to do it. No, they're just going to pass here. Maybe look to pick out the Brightwing, and oh no, Azanta on the Brightwing in a bad spot here. Nobody to blink to, and is going to get absolutely blown up. Stunned by the Muradin, locked down by the Illidan, stunned by the Uther, and then blown up by the Kael'thas. So much damage coming out of that Flame Strike Living Bomb combo. Anjibus in mid lane, just clearing this out here. As you can see, he's got so much damage. 68,000. 23,500 more damage than the top on the opposing team, who is also second, which is the Jaina, who's been doing very well in solo's positioning. This game is basically doing really good. Where are the deaths? There we go. In solo, yeah, four deaths are not ideal, but doing okay. We've got 23 to 12 kills here. It does look like it's New Order's game to lose right now, though. Xer looking to pressure and potentially push some more. I think what New Order are looking to do, ideally, are just push with this boss here, maybe take the 3rd keep, and then stall out until the last curse. Maybe take their boss, and then push with that, and end the game. If they overextend here, they can very much throw the game and lose a fort, and potentially even a keep, if they do that there. In fact, Jane is actually going to get jumped on and stunned by the Muradin. Illidan Metamorphosis coming in and cleaning her up. We're going to have Tyrael on the front line doing what he can, shielding, but the Abathur Muradin going to get picked up here. Draken Laser, absolutely fantastic here, doing a huge amount. You can see, got the upgraded Draken Laser. That range is just silly. Tychus doing what he can, going to get hit by the Flame Strike, but not by the Gravity Lapse. Getting caught out though with the jump in from the Muradin and the Illidan, going to get killed. That is a 4-man wipe, and GG to New Order. They win. Kill the King, hosted by eSports Wall. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Axilla. Follow me on Twitter if you want to. It's @StefanHeroes, and they'll be in the description. And until next time, guys, thank you everyone who participated in the tournament. Good job, Break the Nexus. This was just a best of 1, since Break Nexus does have a couple of people have to go after this. But thank you very much. Fantastic turnout. A lot of good games happened. Very quick tournament over a few hours. Again, thank you, and until next time.